Our research project is determining the relationship between golden ratio proportions across galaxy types. For context, the golden ratio is a universal proportionality constant approximated as 1.618. It is notably seen in apparent spirals like in seed pods and hurricane structures, but is also exemplified in less obvious structures like pinecone prickles. There are several methods that are used to calculate the ratio constant, but the most applicable method we found for our experiment was the butterfly proboscis technique. Based off a study measuring the proboscises of various butterflies, the researchers used the distance between the inner two coils, B, and the next two most inner coils, A, and using the system of equations, derived an experimental value for the constant as seen below. The four galaxy types we focused on were regular and Barrett spiral, elliptical and lenticular. The main question in our study was determining the significance of the difference between the derived experimental value and the accepted value across recorded galaxy types. Our alternative hypothesis was that there would be such a statistically significant difference recorded, and the null was that there would be no such difference observed.
In order to obtain a galaxy proportion that is comparable to the golden ratio proportion, we used a method similar to the butterfly proboscis method. For the regular and barred spiral galaxies, the spiral arms of the galaxies were used, as in Figure 1. For the elliptical and lenticular galaxies, the light bands were used, as shown in Figure 2. Once the A and B values were determined for each galaxy, the calculations as described above were calculated in Excel. To test if the galaxy proportions had a statistically significant difference from the golden ratio, a one-sample t-test for means with an alpha value of 0.05 was used. As shown, each of the p-values for both the A over B and A plus B over A galaxy proportions were above the set alpha level. Therefore, the difference between the golden ratio proportion and galaxy proportions were not statistically significant. For our project, this means that there is not evidence to reject the null hypothesis, or in other words, our data showed the galaxy proportion showed no evidence to be different from the golden ratio.